Hi everyone, and welcome back to another healthy keto eating show, information and story time. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. Great to see you and great to be back in doing another healthy keto eating show. This one is a unwhich. My husband brought me home the Gargantuan Unwhich. So it's not a recipe I made. I've already showed you in a video that you can eat the unwhich. Sometimes I show you things out, but just wanted to do a healthy keto eating show with you guys and just chat and, go over some information with you guys and do a story time. But first, we're going to read a Bible verse. Always right now with this pandemic and even without the pandemic. I just want to help a lot of you to fear not. This is another great one. Luke 10:19. One second. Okay, 10:19. I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the power of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. I love that verse. What did I say it was? Luke 10:19. I love that, how he gives us the power. I always say rebuke the devil, and the devil is a snake. He's going to come to kill, steal, and destroy and make you fear everything. But trample on him, stomp on him, rebuke him out of your home, get rid of him. God has given the authority, and, like it said right at the end of that, read it again. At the end of it, he said, and to overcome all the power of the enemy, nothing will harm you. When you overcome the enemy and you've got God with you, nothing is going to harm you. Nothing. God is always with you, never leave you nor forsake you. Remember that, guys. Remember to read the Bible. Start your day, go through your day, and end your day with God. Go into your warrior room, which I call it. There's actually a movie on that. Definitely watch that movie. It's called Warrior Room. It's a Christian movie. Great movie. It will make you cry. It was amazing, an amazing movie. I love my Christian movies. So you can get it from a Christian bookstore or you can order it online right now. But it's called Warrior Room. And that's what it talks about. Going into a prayer closet, which you don't literally have to go in a closet, but a quiet place, close the door, and read scripture and pray. Give yourself to God all day long, no matter what. Even if you're doing the dishes and you have something you want to ask God, pray to him. Pray all day long. You will feel God carrying you, like the footprints. He will definitely carry you through this pandemic. And like it says in the Bible here, this too shall pass. Like I said it before. This is going to pass, and it's going to make each and everybody stronger through this. Yes, we've lost a lot of people, and I'm sorry for the people that have lost people. If anybody on here have lost anybody through this pandemic, I'm sorry. Hopefully they were a Christian and they made it to heaven. And if you're not, ask God into your heart. Get right with God. Everybody get right, because these are signs of end times. In Revelations, it talks about that. Plagues and everything will happen. Get right with God. Always be right with him. And it's our job as Christians to preach the good word. So I'm never going to stop. I'm going to keep preaching and preaching and preaching. And the devil will, come against me through people, through, making me feel bad one day or whatever. But I keep rebuking him out and I keep the smile on. The devil, he's behind me. God's in front of me. God is taking care of everything. And he is the one that's going to get me through it all. And he's going to get you through it all too. Keep this with you everywhere you go, you guys. When you got the Bible with you, nothing can hurt you or harm you at all. So, how is everybody doing through this? I hope everybody's doing well. I know that some states, they're talking about reopening things. I think they're going a little bit quick. In our state, I know I have a few people that are a little bit worried, like my good friend Jan, and I have another friend, Rebecca. I have Susan and Emily was a little worried. They live in different states, and every state's going to be different. They show you different things. And I'm actually going to show you at the end, you'll see what the numbers are here in Minnesota. And then I'm actually going to show you the county I live in too. It was much lower here. They said that we followed the guidelines very well. So they're actually opening up the Marines now for people to boat, but you have to go with just your family. On boatings, only people living with you, and you have to stay your distance. They are opening up golf courses as long as everybody stays there different. So they're starting to open up things. They're talking about some restaurants or whatever opening. So believe me, when I go out and I do my outfits, I'm not harming anybody. I'm following all the rules. I do wear a mask when I go in the store. I've actually made myself a couple masks. Maybe I'll show you a couple pictures. I'll put them in there and show you guys at the end a couple of the masks that I've made. I made a couple of Minnie Mouse ones, and then I made a skull one with roses on it. Yeah, so I do wear my mask. I do wear my gloves in the store. I do wash my hands a million times a day. I clean. And that's what I was doing today. I clean. Every Monday is my big day. I clean daily. I clean, and it takes about 40 minutes a day to clean. Since this pandemic, I'm wiping everything. Of course, anything that's been touched gets wiped daily. And of course, my regular cleaning, just vacuuming, doing the dishes, you know, putting things away, stuff like that. Then every Monday is my big cleaning day. That's where I go through and I dust all of my pictures on the wall. I dust the TV. I dust, you know, shelving and all that. Of course, again, washing everything. And I wash and spray, you know, with the Lysol. That's a daily thing. Like throughout the day, after my husband gets back, I spray him down. I get him, you know, his clothes off, get him in the shower and all that. But just keeping everything clean like that. But on Mondays is dusting everything. And, you know, that's about a 2.5 hour job. I do the bathroom. I do sweeping of the floors and the washing of the floors. I do the bedding, but that's just the sheets and the pillowcases and stuff like that. And I, you know, do dust things and I go through and I really clean good. It's about 2.5 hours. But today is my big day. Every 6th Monday, I go through and I do much bigger. It takes me about 4 hours. I clean everything I just told you, but on top of that, I add the ceiling fans in. I add the bedding in, which is the top blankets and any blankets in the living room, because I don't need to do those every day. Would, you know, once a week, that would ruin the blanket. So just once every 6 weeks, I do them. But I do the sheets and the pillowcases every week, and then any towels and stuff in the bathroom and in the kitchen, all that gets done weekly. But what I do on my big day is, like I said, it will be the refrigerator. The garbage gets cleaned out. Every door gets washed from top to bottom, the tops of the doors and all that, to get any dust and debris. The fronts of the cupboards, top and bottom, up above the cupboards. I clean the inside of the stove out. I always take the inserts on the top, the coils and all that. That gets taken out once a week and washed and put back. But I do the inside of the oven that day. I clean, like I said, go through and I do all, well, the vents get done weekly too, but I'm just doing like a lot more stuff, like washing everything. Everything that day gets washed, along with the heavy blankets and all of that. And it's just a much bigger, you know, I can wash all the movies down and all of that. So it's a much bigger day for cleaning. So today was that day. It was 4 hours. So I may not look the greatest right now. My hair is probably messy and all that. I'm just exhausted. But I love a clean home. And I, you know, it's a daily thing for me right now with this pandemic to spray everything with Lysol, to keep everything clean. Anything that gets touched, you know, light switches, light fixtures, lamps, you know, all of that, the door handles, all of that gets, you know, cleaned and washed daily. A few times a day gets sprayed, anything that we would touch. And once we're in the house, then of course we don't worry about it. But if we go out and come back in, I spray anything we touch, our shoes, everything. I spray the bottom of our shoes, the front of them, spray the floor. I'm always spraying the carpet too. But yeah, today was a big day, cleaning light fixtures and everything, the, you know, ceiling fans, all the cupboards, the refrigerator, the oven, washing the top of the washer and dryer. That's every 6 weeks. And so, because somebody was asking me about like what you do. So yeah, every 6th Monday, it's a big day. It's 4 hours. And then on the other Mondays, it's like 2.5 hours. And then daily is about 45 minutes of cleaning. But that's, you know, also cleansing everything that we would be touching. So just wanted to let you guys know that. So I'm exhausted, but thought I would do my husband brought me dinner home and said, you don't have to cook tonight. I'm just going to bring something home. And I thought I would share it with you guys. So anyways, if you're new to my channel, right there is the red subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you're notified of all of my uploads. Since I teach keto, I want to help you guys get on board. We want to be our, you know, in our best optimal health we can. And not that I have proof that keto is, you know, the best way to go for this pandemic, but this pandemic is hurting people with diabetes, high sugar levels, you know, lung problems, high blood pressure, and keto eliminates all of that. So I would recommend people do keto. I just, you know, I'm not a doctor, but I was taught by a doctor, 2 nutritionists, and my brother who teaches as a job. But I'm not saying for this pandemic. I just said that's how I was taught how to do keto the proper way. But I think keto is a great way to eat and to feel. And, you know, I was eliminating meds, heart meds, and I mean, I had so many things wrong with you guys, and I eliminated. Another one I'm going to mention when I tell you a story time in here. Another thing God did for me, but another story time, another thing that I had eliminated that I forgot. I eliminated a lot of things. I was on over 20 medications. I'm down to 2 for the heart. The heart was like, in the beginning was 8%. I now function at almost 50, which is pretty normal for people. If you're any higher than that, you're an athletic person, but that's about right. And I take 2 medications. One's a beta blocker and one's lisinopril, not for blood pressure. My blood pressure is always really low, and I explain that in every video. It's just 5 milligrams just to help, because the way my blood kind of pools out of the heart, it used to be way worse, but it just pools just a little bit as it pumps out of the heart, so it just helps out. But it's been a few years since I've been in to have my heart looked at again, and I imagine things are way better. And he always says, well, if you feel good, there's no reason to do another test. You're just doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. So, but anyway, anyway, so I just recommend people be at the best health they can be in, and keto is so good for you guys. So yeah, and if you need extra help, I do link my email down below. I'd love to help you and understand keto. It was formed 3 ways. I just want to tell you real quick, if you're new to my channel, it was for losing, gaining, and maintaining. If you're in the losing mode, you're going to use your body fat. You're not going to eat that 75 to 80% that they talk about for fat macros. You're going to use most of that off your body. So instead of 100 to 150 grams of fat a day, you're going to eat more like 70 to 90 grams a day. And as you go down in weight, you're going to drop that even more and use your body fat as your high fat source, because it will kick in. And I was taught that professionally by a doctor. I'm not a doctor nor a nutritionist, but I was taught that professionally along with all the reading I did myself too. So you can lower that. You don't have to meet that macro. The other macro is that make up your calories is the carb. We're 20 carbs or less to be in a state of ketosis, which just means because you're that low, you're going to be burning off of fat, whether it comes off your body or fat you eat. It's fat burning mode. It's just a big word for fat burning mode. That's what ketosis is. So you can do 20 or less a day. You can go 0 and eat just carnivore, do just meat. That's fine. You don't have to eat the carbs. If you do, it's going to come mostly from your greens and maybe some processed food. Try to stay away from a lot of processed food, which I'm going to be eating right now, some of this processed meat, but I barely ever do this, barely ever. So just be careful with that. And then, of course, protein is the most important. That macro you need to meet, which is half your current body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need 100 grams of protein. Simple as that. If you're 300 pounds, 150 grams of protein. If you can't get it in all in foods and try to, you can do shakes, or supplement, like not a supplement pill, but like a shake. You can do a protein shake or whatever. Just get your protein in or you'll lose hair. I never had a problem with that because I kept my protein up. I knew all this because I was taught professionally. So I didn't have problems with that. But I heard many people that did. So keep that protein up. So other than that, like I said, if you need extra help, I am here to help you. I started back in 2015 of November, and in a short 15 months, I lost 150 plus pounds and been maintaining that out. This April here is 3 years, and I lost a little bit more. I'm at 160 plus pounds now that I've lost, and I've maintained that out, you guys, and I'm loving it. Healthy. I do a lot of fasting right now. I broke my fast when I did that cheesy bread. I'm going to have a few more. I made a cheesy bread video for you guys for the keto treat video on Tuesday, and you're getting this one later. But anyways, it's all in the same day, so I'm gonna have a few more pieces of that. But where was I going with this? I don't remember what I was even gonna say. Boy, I just got a brain fart right there. But anyways, so I figured I would do a video for you guys and telling you that the weight I lost, and then I've been maintaining that out, doing well with the way that I eat and all of that, and a lot of fasting. That's what I was going to say. So I broke my fast with the cheesy bread, and now I'm going to eat my meal, and that's it. I eat every 24 to 25 hours. That's just what I do. When you start off doing keto, I wouldn't say you have to do any fasting. Just get good and fat adapted. You'll know when you're there, when you have that energy and you feel great, then you can start incorporating fasting. Just start off with, 5 hours, 6 hours, and build up. I mean, the lowest I do is 16 hours. That's what they recommend is 16. But after 18 hours, you hit autophagy, which I've done a video on that. It's just when it's curing and mending a lot of things in your body. It's wonderful. Go in and look under my playlist under miscellaneous or keto journey, and you'll see I did a video on autophagy and what it's all the benefits. So after 18 hours, I'm hitting autophagy for 6 to 7 hours a day, every day. I'm going on my 7th week of doing this since this pandemic. I wanted to be the healthiest I can be, so I'm doing 1 meal a day. Once in a while, I'll do 2, but I keep the calories broken up in those 2 meals in. So then I do at least 20 hours of fasting. But the lowest I do when everything is normal is 16 hours. I've done 20 hours, which is called the warrior, and then I've done the 24, and then I've done the alternate day where I go 40 hours. So yeah, I love fasting, and my son was just mentioning that to me today. He texted me and said he loves it. He's been fasting for a few days, and he said he loves how good it makes him feel. He's a bodybuilder. He works out in the gym, and he was afraid fasting he wouldn't have energy, and he said he has so much energy, and he's eating in a 2-hour window, so he's going 20 hours without food, and he said he just can't believe he wakes up and he has so much energy. And he said he's not doing keto. He said, and he can, when you're not, doing keto, he was explaining, like, even when you eat but you're fasting like that, it really doesn't hurt what you're eating. He's young, what you're eating or whatever, as long as you're doing that fasting. And fasting's in the Bible. It's as healthy as can be. Get on board with fasting. You're going to notice a lot of changes in your body, a lot of things it'll do for you. So, but anyways, on my 1 meal, I'm having just a couple more of those cheese bread that I made for my Tuesday video. This is still Tuesday here, but you won't get this video, I believe, until Thursday, or actually, I don't think you'll get this one until Sunday. I think it's Sunday, because Thursday is going to be a slideshow for you guys, a recipe I'm making, and then, I believe so, and then Saturday will be the eating show on that. I think that's how it's going on that meal, and then Sunday I'll open up this one. So if it doesn't happen that way, you guys will know I didn't do it. Okay, so for my 1 meal, I'm eating a Gargantuan, but he made this one really big, so I don't think I'm going to be able to finish all of this. I mean, look at, this is half of it. And it's got the wrapper on it, but it's just wrapped in lettuce, and it's got the meat. I'm going to show you. I cut it in half. It's got the different meats. I'm going to turn this so you can see it better. It's got all the meats. It's a gargantuan, so it's got a lot of different meats in it. And then I told them to do a little bit of extra onion. And then it's got onion, cucumber, tomato, and hot peppers. I told them to do a lot of hot peppers and then just mayo. I told them I did not want the oil that comes on it. So I said, don't do the oil, just the mayo and then some of that seasoning. But it's so big that I probably will only be able to do half of it. I've cut it in half here. It's so big. Oh my gosh. My husband made it huge for me. And then I'm having a 2 Good yogurt. I'm doing it with a serving of nuts, not even a serving. It's macadamia. And my thing just says, life is good, lick the lid. That's what it says this time. I love the sayings on them. And then I'm just having a couple of the cheesy bread because I've already had a couple. And then I'm having the wild cherry clear American water. I love these from Walmart. Yeah, I love these so much. And they're done with the aspartame. I don't recommend, unless you can. In the beginning, I could do sucralose in the beginning. But now, as my weight loss journey, as I lost all the weight, sucralose kind of makes my keto go down a little bit, the color. And I like to be at the, the highest level. So I don't do a lot of sucralose things. And aspartame is one that a lot of people can get away with. And like I said, I could get away with sucralose in the beginning. But the one we want is done like the Zevia, done with the stevia, erythritol, or the monk fruit. Those are the ones you want to sweeten things with. But if you want to get some diet sodas, you can just find out if sucralose kicks you and then try to get some ones with the aspartame. I love this one. The wild cherry, it tastes like those Ludens, you guys, like those cherry cough drops that were candy. We used to eat when we were a kid. I used to eat bags of those like candy, and I love it. That's what this tastes like. And it's a water. It's a water, you guys. All right, let's go ahead and try this. I'm gonna roll this down and try a bite. It's been a while since I had one of these. I don't have any paper towels, so I'm using a hand towel. Oh, this is good. But yeah, it's very big, so I'm gonna have to save the other half because I don't think I'll be able to eat all of this. Even though it's my one meal, I don't know. There'll be a lot of fat to this, a lot of fat to this. So if you guys want to get the gargantuan, maybe for a dirty keto day, that's okay if you're trying to lose weight. But what I would do is recommend doing like the turkey one, which would be less fat. Don't add a lot of mayo to it. Actually, you can even do it without the mayo. And just get the cheese and the meat or whatever, and stuff like that to save on fat. But just be careful because this one would be very high in fat. But remember, I'm eating one meal and I get the fat. Because I'm in maintenance. So if you want to get to maintenance really quick too and get all your weight up and eat like I do, then hurry up and lower that fat out. I love these cheese breads. I can't believe how good they turned out. It gave me ideas what I want to do with this. I have a recipe for you guys. You'll actually get a recipe on that prior to this video that I'm going to be using this. I'm excited. So, I hope everybody is doing well. Look at how good that looks. I'm going to stand up and get night. Now you can see all the veggies in there. Doesn't that look good? Oh my gosh. Yum. Definitely processed though. This is meats. Definitely a process. A processed food. But I don't do this often. I don't do the processed foods very often. I cook all my meals from home. Every video you guys see, most of them are from home. Every once in a while, I'll show you something else. But yeah. This one would definitely have process because it's lunch meats, and lunch meat have a lot of process to it. But it's not going to hurt me. I'm in maintenance. I feel like this one is really a messy dinner. But that's okay. Right? Sometimes we get messy when we eat. Because all the pieces keep falling out. I look like crud today, you guys. But my house is spotless. My house is so clean. I feel so good when I do it on Mondays. Because even on the days, not like today where it was 4 hours, even in the days that I do it every Monday where I just go through and dust everything, I just feel so good because the bathroom gets clean that day, the floors still get clean, the bedding gets changed, the sheets and the pillowcases and all that, all the towels in the bathroom, the towels in the kitchen, all that. So all of that gets clean. It's just I do extra by doing ceiling fans and doors and refrigerator and cleaning out the garbage cans and all that. So I just do more on the 6th Monday of every 6th Monday. So basically, I'm doing a spring cleaning every week. A spring cleaning every single week. It looks like I forgot some of my glasses. Hang on one second. I'm doing a spring cleaning every single week, and then a huge spring cleaning every 6th Monday. Looks like I got something on the glasses. Yeah, I did. I think some of that dressing from some of that mail. Oh my gosh, it's even worse now. Sorry. And the other side's dirty now. Let's see. All right, that's better. So, but anyways, yeah, that's what I did today. My house feels so nice and clean. And now I do that every day of the week. I do take one day off. The day that I do my outfit, I take that day just to really not do anything because the house is so clean. There really isn't anything to do other than I still wash all the doors and spray everything with the Lysol to keep it all that clean, wash my hands and all that. But I keep my outfit of the day, for the day to relax. That's my one day I get to relax, but it's still, I can't because of this pandemic. I'm still cleaning doors and still wiping things down and keeping it clean and stuff like that, just so that, we're safe or whatever. But other than that, I do leave the little sink of dishes and some things. I do take one day for myself. Even God took one day off. He worked for 6 days and he took the 7th day off to rest after he created this heaven and earth. The only thing I hate about sandwiches, like the onions and stuff, because it makes a mess. But it is delicious. The hot peppers here are making my nose run. That's good though, because my allergies have been acting up again. That time of the year, you guys, that time of the year. So good. So, that's that. I went over what I'm eating, did some teaching, so now I'll tell you a story. And if this one's a little bit too much information, then maybe you men need to leave the room. This is about the monthly for a woman. But I'm going to tell you a story on another time that my life could have ended. Okay? Okay, another thing that I've cured, this is what I want to tell you, another thing I've cured, I had HPV. There are 785 HPVs. The worst one to get is the cervical kind. That's the one that I had. I had the cervical HPV. And I had pre-cells on my cervix or whatever, and they had to remove those, okay? And since doing keto, I have cured that because it did, the numbers were starting to go up, after this. This was way back in like 2000, 2002, right around there when it happened. And I didn't do keto till 2015. But I would have to go get tested all the time, and the numbers were showing like it was getting raised and stuff like that. And they say it's like the worst one to get. There's 785 HPVs, and the one I have was the worst one because it was cervical. It's deadly, if it becomes that. And so I did have some cells there that they had to remove. And so I went in for a surgery. I'll try to keep eating too. I went in to have it removed, okay? And my OBGYN is the one that did the surgery. She's a female. She got it all removed. It's called the LEAP procedure. That's what she did, a LEAP procedure. LEAP, I believe, LEAP. And everything was fine. I went home. She said, take it easy for a few days because I did have to do surgery and stitch you up inside. Not to say too much information. Sorry, guys. But anyways, so I went home and, it's hard for me to take it easy. But back then I was heavier. I didn't do as much. I still was a clean fanatic and all that, but I didn't probably do as much. I did take it easy for a few days. But then I started doing more. I went out. I was going out still. I went to one of my brother's shows and I was told not to do any of that. But I felt okay. I had some pain at first, but after a couple of days, I was young. I was only in my 20s. So, anyways, after a couple of days, it was that time of the month for me. Sorry about that. It was my monthly that came on. And it was normal throughout the whole thing. I had it for like 7 days and it was normal. By the 6th day, it should be lightening up by then. 6th and 7th day, it's lightening up for me. And all of a sudden, I was flowing so heavy. Again, sorry for the information, but I was flowing so heavy and I don't even know why. I didn't know why. I was changing my tampon every 10 minutes and I had to put a pad on too. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, it was just like literally, not to sound gross, but pouring out of me. I didn't know what was going on. It was the weirdest thing. And I thought, gosh, I'm on my 6th day, at the end of my 6th day. Like, I should be really light. And after about an hour of this or 2 hours of this, I went through a whole box of tampons. And it was like 18 of them. And I finally thought, this is weird. Like, it is just gushing out of me. This is weird. So I called my mom and she said, that doesn't sound right. And I had had the surgery a week prior to this. And my mom said, that doesn't sound right. I want to take you to the emergency room. You shouldn't be, flowing like that. So she took me to the emergency room and I got in there. They got me in right away because I was really bad, you guys. I was flowing so heavy. And so I went in and they were looking and they were checking. They said, yeah, the incisions had opened up, that the doctor had closed up on me. And they were trying to stop the bleeding. They were cauterizing. I had like 3 doctors come in and try to cauterize this. I went to the bathroom. I had, not to sound gross again, but I had clots coming out the size of a softball or a baseball. Like, it was just so weird. But it would clot, but it wasn't. Like, I was just flowing so heavy and it was just horrible. And I was scared and I was starting to turn red in the face and I was starting to feel weak and I didn't feel right because I was losing a lot now. We got the whole hour at home or 2 hours at home of this going on and then at the doctor's office, and they just cannot stop it. They cannot get it under control and stop it. They tried to cauterize it. They couldn't stop it. They didn't know what was going on. They kept saying, we need to get somebody else in. We got to stop this bleeding. This is really bad. So they got in, they called my OBGYN, the one that actually did the the surgery on me. And they called her in and she came in and she talked to me and she just said, well, don't worry. We're going to take care of this, whatever. We'll figure it out. And she went out of the room and asked for some things, but I heard her say, we need to stop this. She's going to die. She's losing way too much blood. She has lost far too much blood already because they had done testing on me and all that. And I had already lost way too much. And then she said, we're going to lose her if we don't stop this. I need this, this, and this, whatever she was saying. She was immediately get on it. Right now we need this. And I was so scared. And through the whole thing, I wasn't doing any praying. I just thought, I was scared. I was too scared to even think about it. When I heard, and she had whispered this very quietly, but I had heard her. And when she had said this, I stopped right there. My mom did too. And we began to pray. And I said, God, please let them figure this out. Please don't take me, God. Please don't let me die. I have a 2-year-old son at home, or no, was he like 4 at the time? I think he was around 4. I have a 4-year-old that's at home. I said, God, no, you help me with my heart condition. You got me through this. Please don't let this take me. Please, God, don't take me. Don't, please, God. And I prayed hard and I was very scared now. Now I'm getting palpitations. I'm getting anxiety. I'm getting, full on panic attacks. I mean, I was so scared, because I just wouldn't stop bleeding and I had already lost way too much blood. And I'm sorry for saying that, but I did. And so when the doctor got back in, she sat down, she did what she had to do. She said, I'm sorry if this is uncomfortable. I got to do what I got to do. She tried to numb it a little bit, but did what she had to do. I said, I don't care. Do what you got to do. And she was able to stop it. She said, it's done. It stopped. She cauterized it, whatever she did. I don't know what she did, but I laid the hands of God on her and said, God, I'm putting this onto her that she will be able to figure this out and stop it. And thank God, after 2 hours at home and like 2 hours in the hospital, so 4 hours of bleeding profusely, like a lot. There was maybe some spots where it would stop for a little bit, but then it started again. It was just so weird. And she got it stopped and she got it closed up or whatever. And after that, I went home. I stayed in the hospital for a day, I think, just for them to keep an eye on that, or I think like 2 days I stayed in the hospital just to make sure it didn't happen again. And then I went home and everything was fine after that. But God answered another prayer because I heard her say, we're not going to be able to stop this. I don't know what we're going to do. You guys grab this. I don't even know what we're going to do because she tried a couple times and couldn't get it to stop. Like, it was just the weirdest thing why they couldn't get this to stop, And finally through prayer, because I'm a prayer warrior, me and my mom prayed, and I think she called a couple of people in the family praying for me, and God listened, and he answered the prayer because I had the faith. I then felt a peaceness come over me after the prayer, and we took care of it, and it was fine. But Another thing that I just want to tell you that I cured was my HPV. I do no longer have that. I no longer have that, which is a cervical thing. If it attacks your cervix, you get cancer. You can die from that. That's the woman cancer, where men get the prostate, we get the cervical cancer, and that's the one I have. But I have cured that. I mean, the doctor has checked me over and over and over. I've had it done since doing keto. It's been over 4 years. She's checked it 4 times, and she said, like, it's in dormant. It's gone. It is gone. I even got off the meds for it. I was on meds for it. I even got off the meds for it. So that was another thing. So I thought you guys would be interested in hearing that story and another miracle that God performed for me and saved my life. He did. So again, keep that faith in God. You guys keep that faith in God. He's always with you. And it's always walking with you and protecting you, especially when you are having that strong faith in Him, you know. Because that was scary. I was sitting on the toilet and it was coming out like water. I could hear it going into the toilet, and the toilet was loaded with it. It was the scariest thing. It was almost like somebody having a miscarriage. It was horrible. I had never seen so much blood in my life. I had never seen that before, and it scared the crap out of me. And they said that, yeah, another one. Had I not gotten when I did, if I would have just let it go, that would have killed me because I was losing way too much blood. So, guys, if you ever have that, don't wait like I did. If you start bleeding like that, go to the hospital immediately. But yes, that was a very scary time in my life. That's that half. And here's the other half. It's mostly lettuce here because I cut this one shorter, but I'll try to have a couple bites of it. So good. It hasn't put a lot of lettuce on it. You get really good at this though, because it's delicious, you guys. Wow. This gargantuan, they're around 8 to 10 carbs if I'm not mistaken, and this might be a little bit more because he added a few extra veggies for me, which you can deduct veggies, you know, the dietary fiber on it, you can deduct that and cut it down. But I would say that mine's probably about 12 carbs here. But remember, I'm doing one meal, so I got 12, 13, 14, 15 for the yogurt, and then the one serving of that, and there would be another carb, so 16. And then this bread here, the couple pieces I had will probably be 2 more, so 16, 17, 18. So 18, and I can have 20 in a day. Because I'm only doing one meal. If you are doing more than one meal, try to keep it at 6 carbs or less than that one meal. But if you're doing it the way I'm doing, you don't have to worry. Because I'm going to go 24, 25 hours before I eat again. But yeah, I am getting full. And this isn't anything special I made, just something you can eat out. So, I might as well just go on to my, let's see where I'm at, 32. I might as well just go on to my yogurt, eat some of that with you guys, and then I'll try to finish that up. Because with the lettuce around, it's going to get soggy. I could take all the lettuce off and just eat the meat and the veggies or whatever, and I might just do that. I'll probably just pull it apart and eat like that because I want to make sure I get my calories in for the day since I'm only doing one meal. But I'm definitely getting enough fat because I had 2 or 3 of those when I showed you, and then I had 2 more of these. One was broken in half. So, and this is done with pork rind, so it definitely has got the fat in it. And then, of course, that would be really high fat, and then the mayo on it and everything, so, and the meat, and then the serving of nuts. So it should be enough calories for today. And even if it was one day, it was a little lower. If it was, it's not going to hurt me. I'm just so full. But I will try to eat more of the meat, at least to get more calories in. It's just so sloppy to eat on here. But don't get me wrong. It is delicious. Sorry, had a little interruption. My alarm went off. Should have known that was going to happen. We're going to mix up the nuts in here and have some of our yogurt. Yum. So good. I have to turn this light all the time. It's got the nuts in it and the berry. Love these yogurts. But yeah, I'll do my best to try to get more of that meat eaten. Because once it gets soggy, I'm not going to want to eat it. Now, I don't want this to go to waste, so within this one meal, I will try to eat more of that. And my nose is really running, you guys. Ooh, the sun's coming through. It looks so beautiful. But yeah, it's too sloppy to eat on film because I'm going to have to pull it apart and eat it with the fork. Or my fingers. So. But I will get enough calories in this one meal, don't worry. And I take a multivitamin. Multivitamin with extra vitamin D in it. I also take a separate vitamin D. I also get sun. Oh my gosh. Somebody is like, oh, my nose is really running. And then I got part of the mayonnaise on this here, and I got it on my nose. But the sun, so I'm getting natural vitamin D. I sit outside, right outside my door for 20 minutes. I'm getting that good natural vitamin D, I mean. And I do things throughout the day to get, I do vitamin D and then vitamin C. And I'll do vitamin C usually in a food, but if I don't and I didn't have something that I did the day, Minnie, no, honey, mommy's recording, stop it. She wants her daddy, he's outside, right outside the door, and she can see him and she wants to get out with him. But anyways, the vitamin C, I'm trying to get that out. I usually get that in doing like sauerkraut or doing something that's got it. Otherwise, I'll do a supplement. But I'm very good about getting all my vitamins in too. I got a little bit more here. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video because it's already probably close to the 40 minutes. I hope all of you guys are doing well. I'm just my tooth, hang on. Take a sip here. Okay. I hope all of you are doing well. I hope you're staying safe, happy, and healthy. Again, I hope you're fearing not because God is with you and he is always there to protect you and keep you safe. Keep this with you and do as much Bible reading as you can and spend as much time with God as you can. And this too shall pass and God's going to get you through it. And I pray for each and every one of you. I hope all of you guys are happy. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. I'm going to say the same thing over again. Everybody take care. God bless. And I'll see each and every one of you in my next upload. And always remember to what? Always remember to keep it keto. Good night, everyone.